So here's the puzzle we got today. In Russia, the government basically owns the church. Like Putin showed up and said, "Hey, this church right here, it's mine now." And everybody there was like, "Yes, that's the law." It was very top down, very kind of like official. In America, it's totally different. Nobody took over the evangelical church. There wasn't a hostile takeover. There was no court papers. It was more like you ever go to a friend's house and then, like, suddenly a couple hours later, you've been doing their dishes. That's like the Republican Party with evangelicals. They all just started hanging out years ago. And before you knew it, they were running the place. Now, here's the brilliant part. The GOP never really went out and bought a church building, never paid the pastor, never hired the choir. They just borrowed the mailing list. They said, "Hey, can we get a copy of that Sunday bulletin? We'll turn it into a voter guide." People are like, "Sure, that sounds holy." Meanwhile, the theology changed too. It used to be about the social gospel 100 years ago, helping the poor, fighting inequality, Jesus stuff. Then the prosperity gospel came out. That's basically, if you're broke, that's on you, which worked out great for Republicans because now low taxes are godly. Like Jesus died for your sins and also for your capital gains tax cut. Now, the callback here is pretty wild. You look at Russia, the government captured the church. And in America, the church captured the government. And then somehow both of them ended up doing each other's laundry. Now, take a look at the whole culture war thing. You got abortion, you got gay rights, you got religious liberty. Republicans said this ain't about tax policy. It's about the soul of America, which is smart because now people vote like it's heaven versus hell, not left versus right. But there's a cost. The church lost its voice on all of its stuff, like poverty or racism, the Garden of Eden, the environment. It's hard to complain about Exxon when you've been preaching that wealth is a blessing. It's hard to call out a corrupt politician when you're like, he did say that prayer one time. Now, here's where it gets messy for America. Once politics is a literal battle between good and evil, compromise be off the table. You can't say, maybe we'll meet halfway with Satan. That's not a great slogan for anybody. Russia's model, super simple, top down legal seizure of the church. America's model is different, bottom up emotional option. But either way, somebody else is folding laundry that technically is not theirs.